everyone, it's Erica back on the Altenew YouTube channel. If you saw my latest videos, you saw that I used these color cardstocks, and I have cut out a bunch of flowers and leaves and things like that from this. But this is, what's left over, and from this card here, and a bunch of extra flowers. I made a lot of flowers, okay. But I thought I'd also use the leftover press plate pieces that I used. So I had a big sort of bold one done with the Fiesta foliage. I had a pale one done with limescale ink and limestone ink. And then I was like, you know what? I kind of want to use this color scheme again because it's so bright and happy. It just really made me happy when I used it. So I was like, you know what? We are going to use it. And I decided to take the rest of the cardstock here. So some pieces are bigger and some pieces are smaller because I cut flowers out of some and leaves out of some. So I'm going to cut these down into, not all of it, obviously. I'm going to cut two strips that are about 1 centimeter wide out of each one of these. So we're going to get 2 pinks, 2 orange, 2 yellows, 2 greens, 2 teals, and 2 kind of like light minty turquoise, I guess. So we're going to chop these down, and this is just super simple. Just cut down with your paper trimmer. If you have a die cut that cuts into strips, use that if you want to, but this is a super simple way of making sure that you don't actually have to buy extra supplies. You can just use a paper trimmer. I mean, most of us have a paper trimmer of some sort. So this is what we're going to do. Chop, and then we are going to line these up in order. So I've cut out 2 of each, and I actually managed to make 2 backgrounds for with these actually. So the way I've done that is by being a little bit sneaky. Yes. So we're going to be using these that are actually scraps. So they don't look like scraps, right? They're beautiful, amazing, and so happy and colorful. But we are going to make an amazing background with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of cardstock. It doesn't have to be like your card base. It can be if you want to, but I was kind of checking here to see like, okay, so how many and in which order am I going to do this, and how many is actually going to cover the panel. So you can either go like from one color to the other and then just kind of like repeat, or you can actually do like you do one row and then you can do like the opposite. So one of the colors you will only have one strip of, but this is a design choice. You decide what you want to do. But I'm going to be adding some double-sided tape here to my panel, and you will see that I'm not going to go and cover the whole thing because I am not actually going to cover this whole panel with the card strips. So whilst we're using scraps, we are going to create a little bit more scraps because we're not going to waste. No, not at all. So we're going to add our strips here one by one, and if you're a little bit unsure or kind of worried that you're not going to get them on straight, you can use your grid mat as like a guide of how to kind of get them on straight, and you just follow the grid lines. And you know what? If something ends up a little bit wonky and maybe not perfect, it's okay. We're making handmade cards. We are not mass producing perfect, like Hallmark printed, 1 out of like 2 million cards. These are all, one of a kind. So here you can see I've got my 2 panels finished, and I'm going to trim off just the excess. They're kind of sticking out a little bit, and then we're going to have some fun. We're going to put these together. We're going to puzzle all our other like Fiesta foliage pieces on top. So I had the idea of to make sure that I'm wasting as little of the colored cardstock as possible, because I hate wasting colored cardstock. Like, this is why I keep all of my scraps. Okay, I have a problem. I know I have a problem. I cannot get rid of this problem, and I refuse to get rid of this problem because I don't want to get rid of my beautiful scraps. So here we're going to puzzle these Fiesta foliage press plates pieces onto our cards or backgrounds, and then we're going to cover up the pieces that are actually not covered by the cardstock, so nobody will know except for you guys watching this. But shh, secrets, right? We'll keep it between us. But whoever gets this card will not know. And it will be so funny if somebody watches this video and they get this card in the mail and be like, haha, I know, but you know, I digress. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to puzzle these pieces together so that we get like a really kind of funky, colorful look. And this is something that I really, really enjoy doing because I feel like it really challenges my creativity. So instead of kind of being, I don't want to say like a one-trick pony because I can be a little bit of a one-trick pony and there's no shame in that. Okay. But sometimes you really want to kind of just stretch your imagination and like your creativity and just see what you can do. And this, like challenging yourself of just using what you have, like already die cut pieces, already made backgrounds. I cannot be the only one who has this, like a big box of stuff ready made and kind of put aside and like, oh yeah, I will use that one day, right? One day I will use this, but that day is not today. But yes, today is that day. We are going to use our scraps today, and we're going to make some amazing and brilliant cards. So here again, I mean, I'm just kind of like going for a really, I don't want to say like wild look because I feel like this is kind of cool and funky and really kind of just cool. I like it. I really, really like it. And I really hope you do as well. But here, what we're going to do is we're going to put this onto a white card base. And I have added a little bit of, okay, I say a little bit. I have a problem when it comes to instant dimension foam tape. I use it so much. But you can see, like, I still have so much left on my roll because you get so much on these rolls. They are huge. They are going to last you for a long, long time. So you can actually go to town. Like, just, don't scrimp on the foam tape because it looks nice when you don't. So the only thing that I did not actually use that was a scrap. It's all if you don't count the card bases. Okay, so card bases were not scraps. The only other thing is actually a mega hello that I cut out of the brushed gold cardstock. So that's the only thing that I cut out extra that wasn't cut out of a piece of scrap that I already had like in my many bins of cardstock scraps. So here's our first background done. Off to the left, we are going to put this one onto a card base. We're going to trim it down a teeny tiny bit so we're going to get that nice white frame around both of these cards. And then we're going to put this onto the card base like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our like cool funky bit and that is going to have some foam tape on the back. So we're going to add like this amazing texture and dimension, layers, and just so much like goodness on these cards. I'm I might be tooting my own horn a little bit here, but you know what? Sometimes you just got to, right? So toot toot. You know, I really like how these cards came out. These might be some of my favorite cards that I made in recent time. And considering that I really loved my last card that I made with the flowers, that's saying something. So yeah, feeling like on a bit of a roll here with like creativity is healthy and happy and it's doing its thing, and yes, I'm liking it. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna try to get back to this now. So as I said, the only thing that I haven't actually cut out of what was already a scrap is that gold mega hello. So what I've done with this one is I've cut it out of that amazing metallic gold brushed metallic cardstock, and then I've layered it up with a black die cut as well. And I had a piece of cardstock in my scrap pile that was big enough for this. So, and the same with these two. The Descending Smiles is from the Timeless Sentiments 2 set, and I cut that out of white and black cardstock that I also had in my scrap pile. And then now we're going to go back and forth. Where is this going to go? Oh, blah, blah, blah. I'm not sure. So we're going to try it. We're going to have a little feel. And then we're going to eventually settle on where this is going to go. So these are also going to be added to the card with some instant dimension foam tape because you cannot have enough layers and dimension. Am I right or am I right? Okay. So I will not have anyone say that you can have too much layers and dimension on the card, because I do not agree with it. No. So anyway, if you don't want a little texture and dimension on your cards, you can make these without the foam tape, but you're missing out. Yes, it's brilliant stuff. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. So once we have put these onto our card, and after all of that kind of fiff-faffing and going back and forth and back and forth, I was kind of surprised actually to find myself leaning towards putting them right in the middle. I really thought that I was gonna have one at the top and one in the middle, and then we're gonna have like all that glorious colored cardstock in the middle, showing along with both the kind of like the pale and the dark foliage Fiesta press plate pattern. But no, we're gonna go smack dab in the middle, and I yeah, I like it. But this is one of the other reasons why it's important to take the time here to kind of just sit with it a little bit, try a few things, move things around. Don't glue anything down until you're like, you know what? I'm happy with this now. Yes. So moving on to our gold hello, I'm going to do a little bit of adding the instant dimension foam tape to the back of this as well, because I wanted it all to kind of be on the same level. I didn't want the tops of those like L's and the H to just kind of droop. So to level them out, I wanted to add some foam tape. But here I was like, okay, how do I get this right? I don't want to add too much. I don't want to have to biff-faff around, going back and forth. And this is my solution. Pretty clever, huh? Yeah. So I took a piece of, a panel, and I put it down on top of my hello, exactly where the foliage Fiesta piece was going. And then we just turn that over, and now we're going to add the foam tape in the bits that are sticking up above this cardstock. And that's it. Pretty neat, huh? And you know what? I thought of that just as I was doing it. I know. A little bit of a toot toot to me again there, I think. But with that, our cards are practically finished, and you will be super surprised to know that I did not add any bling to these, although I was itching to, like really itching to. And I think some maybe like onyx gem sparkles would have looked amazing, or maybe some clear ones, like from the smoky quartz selection. But I'm out of the iridescent ones from that, so I'm gonna have to do some shopping. But yes, those are our cards completely finished and done. And I really hope you like these, and will look at your scraps in ways of sort of be like, you know what? It's time to do something about this pile. We're going to make some cards. And it's a fun challenge to set yourself as well. Like, challenge yourself to use only what you have in your scrap piles and see what you come up with. You never know. It might be something brilliant like these ones. I know, there I go again. Toot toot. But that is it from me for today. I thank you so much for stopping by today, and I will see you soon again. Bye.
Hey there, Lydia here. I really do hope that you've just enjoyed the video. If so, please subscribe to the Altenew YouTube channel. Also, turn on the notification bell so you can get your daily dose of crafty techniques and tutorials just like this. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.